Secretary, if you'll determine the quorum, please.
Clay Thomas,
Here.
Rob Pierce. Rob, you're muted. I'll come back to Rob. Brad Stanley.
Here.
Perfect.
Here.
Kathy Julian.
Here.
And Don Christensen did let us know he would be out, but we have quorum.
Thank you. If we'll all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Mr. Large, ethics law announcement, please.
Board members are reminded that with respect to any matter or any person coming before the board today, you've received a gift or a loan, you have a pecuniary interest, you have a commitment in a private capacity such as a family, employment, business, or similar relationship, or you provided representation or counseling before an agency to a person or entity for compensation within the last year on a matter being considered. You must disclose that gift, loan, interest, commitment, or prior representation at the time the matter is being considered. You must furthermore abstain from deliberation or voting on the matter if it is clear that the gift, loan, interest, commitment, or prior representation would materially affect the independence of judgment of a reasonable person. Board members are also reminded that under the Board of Adjustment rules, if you've had contact outside this meeting with any person interested in a matter coming before the board today, you should disclose the nature of that contact at this meeting.
Thank you. Mr. Lloyd, appeal procedure.
Most decisions rendered by the Board of Adjustment are appealable to the Board of County Commissioners. If you disagree with the decision of the Board of Adjustment and you qualify as an aggrieved person or party, you may appeal in writing within 10 calendar days from the date that the decision being appealed is reduced to writing, filed with the Secretary of the Board of Adjustment, and mailed to the original applicant in the proceeding being appealed in accordance with Washoe County Code. Please call the planning staff immediately at 328-6100 for information on the appeal procedure and the application fee.
Thank you very much. Next is public comment. Comments heard under this item will be limited to 3 minutes per person and may pertain to matters both on and off the agenda. However, action may not be taken on any matters raised during this public comment period until the matter is specifically listed on the agenda as an action item. Comments are to be made to the Board of Adjustment as a whole. We will ask, Madam Secretary, is there anyone wishing to speak at this time?
I have no public comment in chambers.
And there are no hands raised via Zoom.
Thank you very much. Next item is approve of the February 2nd, 2023 agenda. Is there any discussion on this item? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I so move.
Thank you, Mr. Stanley.
A second.
Mr. Julian, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous on that. Next is approve of the January 5th, 2023 draft minutes. Is there any discussion on this agenda item? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion.
I so move.
Mr. Stanley, thank you.
Second.
Mr. Julian, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I believe that's unanimous. Thank you. Next up is public hearing items. First item up is amendment to conditions, case number WAC 22-0012, Copart sublot. And I believe we have Ms. Olander who will be addressing this issue.
Good afternoon, Julie Olander, County Building. So this is an amendment. Or maybe not.
Is it on, Julie?
It says, it looks like it's on. It's got a green light.
Okay.
I'll turn it off and on, see if it makes it happier.
We'll click it for you, no worries.
Okay. Oh, won't be your clicking. Wait, right? No. Oh. So this is an amendment for a condition for a special use permit that came before you. It's SUP 2027. And they're just asking to amend one condition in there that allowed that required the initial building permits to be issued by February 4th of 2023, and they're asking to move that to the 2025. And this is just a location, you can see it out, it's out by Cold Springs. And next. So on February, oops, too far. On February 4th of 2021, the Board of Adjustments, you approved the SUP for inoperable vehicle storage and also for major grading for this special use permit. And as I said, they're asking to change one condition that was in the condition of approval to the February 4th, 2025. And this is to allow the applicant to finalize the railroad crossing, which is with the Union Pacific Railroad. And next slide. And here's a layout of the plan. And you can, I should have had a little highlight where the railroad is, but there's a railroad crossing up there in the corner. Anyway, yeah, sort of that area. So it's pretty straightforward. And next slide. And here, the application was noticed, and 49 parcels received notice. Next slide. Also, I asked for comments from various various departments, and those are included in your conditions of approval. And staff is able to make all the findings. And I should say nobody had any comments. The only change to the conditions of approval is to change it to the 2025. And next slide. And I offer a possible motion. The applicant is available for questions, and I'm also available for questions.
Thank you very much. Is there any questions for staff? Seeing none, thank you. Is the applicant present? Do they wish to speak on this matter?
Yes, I don't, for the record, Dave, sorry about that. For the record, Dave Snellgrove, I'm the Planning and Right-of-Way Manager with CFA. I don't have any presentation materials to show, just wanted to give some additional background information. We're waiting on that crossing permit. It's taken a long time working with the railroad. If any of you have worked with the railroad, they're pretty slow. So we did have some positive movement yesterday. We were informed by our clients, Copart, that they did get some positive things back from them, but the application, basically, our time frame expires in 2 days. So we're trying to make sure that we have appropriate time to do something that's really out of our control. The railroad crossing permit is up to the issuance of UPRR, which really doesn't have any time frame in particular. We were very hopeful that this would be done within that initial 2-year period. It has not. So that's the last thing we're asking for, and that crossing permit is actually a conditional requirement on condition O from the original conditions of approval. So in order for us to meet that, we've got to have UPRR do something that we feel good that we got some positive movement yesterday, but we know that it won't be within the time frame that was previously approved. With that, I'll close my presentation. I do believe that maybe one person from Copart may be on the Zoom if you have any questions, but hopefully this is pretty straightforward.
Okay, before you leave the podium, are you comfortable at February 4th, 2025?
Yeah, and really, we were thinking at first we could probably go a year, but again, we're dealing with UPRR. I would hate to do it at one date and then have to come back to you a year later and say, hey, we need another extension. We're very hopeful with the information that we got yesterday that this can get resolved within the next few weeks to month and a half, that we'd be on the very early end of that timeframe extension. But we can't guarantee that. It's not in our control.
Okay, thank you.
One
Mr.
question.
Stanley.
Dave, is it only a signature on the document that's required? Is that, is everything agreed to and we're just waiting for it to trundle its way through?
The requirement, and I wish I had a little sticky tab, I marked a little thing in here from the original condition O, and I'll read that off to you on what it says. And it's prior to the issuance of a grading permit. Next page. Condition O from the original approval, and this is from planning and building, condition O, says prior to the approval of any building or grading permit, For the proposed use, the applicant shall provide documentation acceptable to Washoe County that the applicant has the right to traverse Union Pacific Railroad to access the subject site. Keep in mind, this is already traversed by other users up there in the area. The problem is those permits were written specifically to them, so we had to go get our own right to cross. And we're doing improvements to that crossing grading, or that at-grade crossing as well, to meet UPRR standards. It was pretty rural before it'll be improved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions for this gentleman? Seeing none, thank you. Is the other representative wishing to speak on this matter? I believe I'm on Zoom.
On Zoom, I do see Matt Strother, but not a hand raised.
Okay.
Matt, if you would like to address the board, please unmute and state your first and last name for the record.
Is that a no?
I don't have anything. No, I'm good.
Thank you very much. We'll go ahead and close that. We'll go ahead and open it up for public comment. We'll ask staff, is there any public comment on this item?
I have no public comment in chambers.
And there are no hands raised via Zoom.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and close public comment and bring it back to the board for discussion. Is there any discussion on this item? Thank you. Seeing none, if it's there are no objection, I'll go ahead and make the motion on this. I move that after giving reasoned consideration to the information contained in the staff report and information received during the public hearing, the Washoe County Board of Adjustment approve amended to conditions case number WAC 22-0012 for Copart of Arizona, Inc., with the conditions included in Exhibit A to this matter having made all 5 findings in accordance with the Washoe County Code Section 110.810.30, that being consistency, improvement, site suitability, issuance not detrimental, and effects on a military installation. Is there a second?
Mr. Chair, I second that.
Thank,
This is Rob, I'll second it.
thank you. I believe Mr. Stanley stepped in just before you, Mr. Pierce, so we'll go ahead and accept Mr. Stanley's second. All in favor?
Aye.
Hey.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is administrative permit case number WADMIN 22-0028. It's the Windham Shop, and I believe Senior Planner Waike will be presenting
Good pronunciation.
every once in a while.
Yeah. Thank you, Chair Thomas. Is this not working?
It should be going now.
Okay,
Sorry.
thank you. Yes, good afternoon. Courtney Waike, Senior Planner for the record. The case before you is WADMIN 22-0028, Admin Shop. Windham Shop, apologize. There we go. Okay, the request before you is to approve an administrative permit for a roughly 2,400 square foot detached accessory structure, which is larger than the primary residence. The parcel has an existing 1,932 square foot single-family dwelling. The property is located at 11675 Mistletoe Street in the North Valleys Area Plan and is zoned low-density suburban, which does allow accessory structures so long as the overall lot coverage of all buildings does not exceed 25% of the total lot coverage. The subject property is 1.04 acres, which allows up to 10,890 square feet of lot coverage. The addition of the proposed structure complies with the maximum lot coverage allowed. The subject property is relatively flat. Adjoining lots are generally developed with single-family dwellings and contain several accessory buildings. Existing and proposed development on the subject parcel is consistent with the development in the surrounding area. As shown on the site plan, the structure is located 35 feet away from the rear property line. In response to Truckee Meadows Fire Protection District comments, the applicant revised the site plan to meet defensible space requirements. The structure is now placed 30 feet away from both side property lines. The revised location meets all applicable setbacks of the LDS regulatory zone and defensible space requirements. The proposed shop is a 20-foot in height prefabricated metal building, which is within the maximum height allowance. The proposed structure will be required to have the metal siding painted similarly to the residence per condition 1F. Additionally, the roof is required to be non-reflective per condition 1G. Thanks. 35 properties were notified of the application. No comments were received. Only 3 agencies provided conditions. One I've already mentioned regarding demonstration of the setbacks for the Truckee Meadows Fire Protection District. Okay. Oh, it's moving. Is that me or you? Okay, sorry. Okay. Staff does believe all required findings for the approval can be made. And with that, I have provided a possible motion for your consideration and am available for any questions that you may have.
Thank you very much. Is there any questions for Ms. Wyke on this?
Well, I just have one, Kathy Julian. There's a reference to a pre-inspection being required, but I didn't see that in the conditions. Is that contained in another area where it's going to be caught before any permit is issued?
Apologize, what, a pre-inspection, is that in the staff report?
It's from Building and Safety, I think, was their comment about a pre-inspection.
I think that was, and apologize, I thought I had this up, my computer restarted just as I was walking up here. I don't have the staff report item right in front of me, but I will pull it up. I believe that was in reference to a similar, I wouldn't say concern, but comment related to, here, I'm pulling it up.
Oh, it's on page 12.
Okay.
Under item 2. Some special inspections are required for metal buildings, and a special inspection agreement will need to be submitted prior to permit issuance. I'm just wondering, is that factored in somewhere other than in the conditions? Thank you.
If I can weigh in, that will be a requirement of the building permit when that comes in, so it doesn't need to be conditioned with this special use permit.
Thank you, Mr. Lloyd, for clarifying that. Is there any more questions for staff?
Thank you. And I do believe that with the revision of the site plan, some of the concerns or the comments that the building had were related to not meeting that 30-foot defensible space. So, thank you. Now I see that.
Thank you. With no further questions, we'll go ahead and ask the applicant if they wish to step forward and speak on this item. You may or may not, it's your choice. If you'll state your name for us, please.
My
for
name's
the
Paul
record and
Wyndham.
your address.
1675 Mistletoe Street. I don't know exactly what to say, but we're just trying to go through the process of building a building for personal projects and storage. So I didn't realize that there was an ordinance about it being bigger than the house, but I already bought the kit, so I'm kind of stuck. So if I don't get it, I guess I have to move. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you very much. We just wanted to give you an opportunity in case you wanted to add anything further, so thank you. With that, we'll go ahead and close that and move on to public comment. We'll ask staff if there's any public comment.
We do have public comment in chambers. Please state your name for the record.
My name is Karen Becerra. I live at 11625 Mistletoe Street. And my question is, because I'm not very tech savvy and with all this stuff, what exactly are you going to do with this building?
Ma'am, this is directed toward us.
I'm sorry, what
so-
exactly are they doing with this building? What are they going to do with it? It's bigger than their house. I own a farm 2 doors down from them, and we grow produce for the homeless. So I would like to know what this is going to do to my property.
Ma'am, this is not a time for question and answers. You can certainly ask the applicants off the record, but at this point, you have 3 minutes to provide testimony, but you cannot ask questions of the board at this time.
I guess I don't have anything further to say. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll ask staff, is there any more public comment on this item?
There's no further public comment in the chambers.
And no hands raised via Zoom.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and close public comment. We'll bring it back to the board for discussion or possible questions.
Mr. Chair, may we ask the applicant if they would be willing to come up and answer the question that was asked?
Absolutely, Mr. Stanley. If we can have the applicant come back up and just state what the intended use of this building will be used for?
I'm just Paul Wyndham. I'm just planning to work on car projects and house projects in there. Nothing, no manufacturing or anything like that, just my personal stuff. So.
Okay, thank you
Maybe
very
wood
much.
projects and stuff like that, but
This will not be used for a commercial enterprise, is that correct?
no.
Thank you. With that, the only other comment I might make is you might want to seek this, this person that just was up here and maybe kind of alleviate her fears and let her know, since it appears that she has left the building right here. Thank you. Is there any further discussion on this item? Seeing none, if there's no objection, I'll go ahead and make the motion on this item also. Thank you. I move that after giving reasoned consideration to the information contained in the staff report and information received during the public hearing, the Board of Adjustment approve administrative permit case number WADMIN 22-0028 for the Paul Whiteham, with the conditions included in Exhibit A to this matter, having made all 5 findings in accordance with the Washoe County Code, Washoe County Development Code, Section 110-808-25, that being consistency, improvement, site suitability, and issuance not detrimental. Is that-
Second, Rob, for the record, I'll second it.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item passes unanimously. Thank you. Moving on, next item on the agenda is chair and board items. Number A is future agenda items. Is there any future agenda items that wish to be brought up at this time? Seeing none, thank you. The second one is request for information from staff. Is there any requests for information from staff? Mr. Stanley.
I have a question. We had an interesting exchange of views and a very well-done package, some of which was BLM and some of which was local and other agencies. And then, darned if I didn't turn on the news, and it's always something, right? And there seems to be a lawsuit, actually I think a double lawsuit maybe, from 2 interested parties. My question is, how, if at all, does that affect our, obviously we've done our thing and it moves up the channel. Does that in any way impede decision-making, or will the decision be made and that's just part of the process, outstanding or outside of the litigation that's looming?
Michael Large for the record from the District Attorney's Office. In regard to this special use permit for the, and this is an item, but this is a specific legal question in regard to this. It doesn't affect the SUP that this board issued in regard to the exploratory wells that were done at Ormat. That SUP is currently on appeal to the Board of County Commissioners in regarding the conditions of approval. In regard to the lawsuit, I believe that is a separate lawsuit. It will have some impact on the SUP down the road necessarily, depending on how that goes. But that is a contested between Burning Man and some individuals versus BLM, who is the owner of the property on which those exploratory wells. Challenging, I believe, the NEPA report that was done in regard to that. What the ramifications are of that, I can only predict as your attorney that the litigation will last 2 or 3 years. Only the attorneys will get rich.
Thank you.
And the county is not a party to that, and in no way will it impact that.
Thank you, Mr. Large. Is there any other requests or information from staff?
You know, if I may,
Mr. Stanley?
late breaking news in my brain. If I may follow up on that, is the recommendation or the decision made by the decisions, plural perhaps, made by the BCC, will those be in any way used by any of the, is that open information to be used by either litigant?
My guess is yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Large. Any other requests for information from staff? Seeing none, thank you. We'll go ahead and move on to the next agenda item, Director and Legal Counsel items. Report from previous Board of Adjustment items. Mr. Lloyd?
Nothing to report.
Thank you kindly. And legal information and updates, Mr. Large?
Nothing from legal.
Thank you. We'll return to staff and ask if there's any public comment at this time.
No public comment in chambers.
And no hands raised via Zoom.
Thank you. We are adjourned.